Ever since her breakout role in the 2005 smash hit Wedding Crashers, Isla Fisher has been one of Hollywood's most sought-after actresses. She's now starring in Rango, a new animated film which follows a chameleon who stumbles into the rough and tumble town of Dirt and meets Fisher's character, a tough little lizard named Beans.
So, what's your name?
Beans.
That's a funny kind of name.
What can I say? My daddy plumb loved baked beans.
Well, you're lucky you didn't plumb love asparagus.
What are you saying?
I mean, I enjoy a hearty puttanesca myself, but I'm not sure that a child would appreciate the moniker.
My daddy was a great man, even if he did exhibit a proclivity for legumes. And
Spicy.
you were eating his ashes.
Oh! You carry his remains?
No, his ashes. He loved to smoke. They never found the body.
Oh, well, I'm sure he had his reasons.
And Isla Fisher's with us in the studio this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I love the voice that you have for your character Beans.
Oh, thank you.
It's a mix of a number of different things, and you were given a tiny bit of direction on it, right?
Yeah. I kind of like to think that if Clint Eastwood and Holly Hunter would have a love child, that it would be vocally Beans.
I think you've kind of got it. And then there's a little bit of gibberish, it seems, thrown in.
Yeah, there is.
Is that just an added spice from you?
Yeah, that's a little spice added. No, we had a great time creating the voices, but Gore Verbinski, the director of the film, he was very specific about what sounds he wanted us all to have.
I like it. I mean, it definitely makes you sit up and you definitely take notice as you watch. One thing that's interesting is whenever you seem to talk to somebody about an animated film, we see video of the actor in a studio, headphones on, a microphone, and you have to imagine all these things in your head. This was done in a completely different fashion for an animated movie in that you were all the actors were in a room together acting out the movie.
Exactly. It's like bad rep theater. We were on a stage for, I think, 21 days, and there was a big table with all the props on it, and we'd grab a hat and a gun and act the scenes out, and it's so much more, you know, organic, and your voice, I think, has so much more chemistry and humanity, because you're actually opposite a human being instead of isolated in a sound booth with just a microphone for a friend.
Would it be hard? I mean, is it hard to go back to that afterwards after you have this great experience?
I think you know what, it will probably be hard to go back. Yeah, it will be hard to go back. I'm actually doing an animated movie at the moment, and I am back in it, so I'm already kind of acclimated. But it's not as much fun as having, you know, Bill Nye pretending to be a snake and slithering around, and Abigail Breslin pretending to be a marsupial critter, and Johnny Depp. Walking like a lizard, which is hilarious. I mean, it was a surreal experience.
The story itself is pretty fun, too, and somewhat surreal, I would think. What drew you to it?
I love the story. I mean, a frustrated thespian lizard who ends up in a town of odd critters that look sort of injured and dark and funky. It's an identity quest, but I was actually attracted to the material more for the experience of working with Gore Verbinski and Johnny Depp, and also just to do sort of theater again.
What is it about animated films that draws you to them? Is it the flexibility of the schedule or something more?
I think it's the surprise of seeing the movie for the first time. When you shoot a regular movie, obviously you know how it's going to look because you're on set every day. But an animated film, you sit in a darkened theater and you have the same experience as a regular moviegoer, and you're not, you know, watching your face on a 12-foot screen thinking, wow, is that really my nostril? Instead, you're thinking, wow, here's this cool lizard, and this is an amazing world that's been created, you know, by these incredibly imaginative guys. So.
Industrial Light and Magic did the animation for this one.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and they're just, I mean, what a talented group of people.
I know. The critters look real. They look three-dimensional. The little fur.
Yeah, the skin is amazing on them. Did you get to have any input, though? Because as you guys are all sitting there, and you're doing this much more like a theatrical production than a traditional animated movie, was there ever a point where you said, you know, I would imagine that my character actually looks a little bit like this?
No, but I did. They did. One of the animators did joke that I deserved an animated credit because apparently I came in and complained. I didn't remember this, but I complained that my lizard didn't have any breasts.
Oh.
And I felt she should have breasts. I didn't remember. I was probably just making a flippant joke. Right. But then now Beans does, in fact, wear a B cup. So
there you go.
I was involved.
So you've made your mark then?
I have. It's not very classy, but I did it.
Well, I'm sure there are plenty who would disagree. Probably all the men in the audience would say thank you. Great to have you with us. Thanks for coming by this morning.
Thanks.